What's going on, guys? Rated here, and today I'm bringing you a video on what exactly went down at the Combat Arms meeting yesterday in Berlin. Today I've got Spicyboi and Multitastic from Redliner's clan here
Hi.
with me.
Hello.
Hello, Jeremy. And what we're going to be doing is an overview of like the information that we have gotten so far from Undercover Dudes and Bowser, and there's a few others that were selected to go on the trip, but basically these are the only guys who have leaked any information yet on what exactly happened at the meeting. We have some stuff from the forums that posted, and then it's a little conversation between me and Alex, Undercover Dude, on Twitter. Other than that, let's just hop right into it. So first thing that they really mentioned, well, this is going to be from UCD's post on the forums, and he said that they really did talk about a lot of changes that they're bringing to the game to make it more competitive based, more than anything. And this is something we kind of expected. My last video, competitive update for Combat Arms, they kind of talked about the matchmaking system, so we're gonna kind of skip over that. If you have or want to check out like what exactly that is, go look at that last video. But kind of these are just some minor details, these first couple things that they changed. So I would say the first thing is going to be the user interface. Multitastic in his forum post, which is one of the things that these guys took with them to Berlin as one of their like main focus points, was that he liked the, what was it, Jeremy? The user interface off of what was it called? The thing we got from, I can't remember. What did we get from the 5-shot? That like it changed your user interface.
The Elite Pass,
right? The Elite Pass. That you kind of liked the whole setup of that. If you kind of like want to explain what exactly that was, I'll like go ahead and let you take over right here. So
Essentially, from what I got from it is that they're making the user interface more user-friendly, really. Supposedly, with the matchmaking system being introduced, it's just as simple as picking what maps or what map groups. I guess they're grouping all the maps into different groups, and what mode you want to play, and just clicking a button, and the matchmaking is supposed to match you up in that group. But it looks like that they are also messing with like the shop and whatnot. Where is it?
well, yeah, that's something that I kind of like. The shop, like in its current state, is really, I don't know, not buggy. It's hard to navigate overall. Just whether it's like adding attachments on guns, finding a gun itself. I mean, that's something that I think next time's a little crazy with, is adding guns. But it's just the shop is kind of hard, especially when your friends list and your chat list, it's like it all overlays over the top of it, and it just makes it so much harder to use than it really should be. So that's one feature that I'm really looking forward to. Hopefully they do it right. But according to UCD's post, it does look like it should be pretty good. Inbox being reworked, just all that type of stuff. So make it a little bit more fluid. But another big point that they brought up is the graphics update. I know a lot of people were wanting Combat Arms maybe just be remade on a new engine. Instead of doing that, Nexon went and updated the current engine that they have. It's the Jupiter engine, as you can see right here in UCD's forum post. So they're just upgrading it, not removing it, and making a new one. But the cool part is that for those of people who do not have your higher quality computers, Combat Arms is a great game for you currently because it really does not require much graphically. But for those who do have better computers and kind of want to get a little bit more out of it, you'll now have the option to turn up settings. I don't know how exactly it's going to work, but you can either play on the new settings or you can also play on the old one, it looks like. But supposedly they added things such as texture, or updated things such as textures, shadows, all that, so that it's going to look a lot neater. I know it's a very small detail, but like the oil rig water, it's been changed from like a static graphic to it just looks a lot better supposedly. So I don't know exactly what to expect. I hope it doesn't like affect anything as far as giving the people on the better settings an advantage or anything of the sort, but if your computer can't handle the better settings, you can also play on the lower settings still. So play good old Combat Arms as it is today. So you won't really have a problem there at all. But
I was reading somewhere, it was either UCD or Bowser or somebody was talking about that there is no advantage for playing with the higher graphic settings versus the lower graphic settings. But one thing that I'm curious about is with the updated graphics and whatnot, are players still getting stuck on corners? Are they teleporting, trying to walk through a window? I'm just curious to see if...
Not just like how it looks, but how it performs.
Yeah, is the game smoother just from updating the graphics? Does it smooth off the corners to where people aren't getting stuck when they hug the wall or whatever? So
yeah, that's something we're gonna have to look out for sure. But here UCD says that we can probably expect some pictures or videos here coming soon to kind of compare the old graphics to the new graphics, so you can kind of get an idea of what it's going to be like if you do want to play on the newer settings. So that's pretty interesting. But I think it's the last thing here that UCD mentions is what actually happened at the user meeting itself. So I think he's going to talk along the lines of reactions of what exactly happened, not just like what they talked about. So from what I have got between messages from UCD and what he has on the forum post here, is it was a lot of head nodding and note scribbling from the Nexon devs. So you don't know if necessarily that means that they're just writing us. I mean, because was there a user meeting last year too as well?
Yeah, they've had a couple, I think, but the one last year was like, I guess the players had talked about the crouch spamming and bringing the PCM mode to the game.
See, and
that's what they were talking about at the beginning, supposedly.
he has it right here. So
talked about it.
Yeah, Coyote at the beginning of the meeting started with a flashback to the 2015 meeting, where he explained what exactly the players said and what Nexon did with that feedback, which honestly to me doesn't seem like they did much. Playing this game since 2010, there's not much of a difference to me, besides the whole crouch spam thing being somewhat fixed. But looks in the implementation of PCM mode as well. It didn't really mix. I don't think that's mixed in yet with Combat Arms. Well, like, I don't know, the player base hasn't really taken to it good yet. But what I'm hoping from this meeting is that rather than doing very little with what was said, then again, I don't really know what was said at the last meeting, but I hope that they actually take these points and try to take their game somewhere with what the community wants, rather than we could do a few things that might make you guys happy. Hopefully they're really actually giving the players what they want here. And
it's something that would take time too. It's not like we can just slap all these ideas right in their face and then just be like, all right, well, we'll do it in the next update.
It's something over time. Hopefully they implement things as HBS, reducing your speed gear, because I do believe I'm going to scroll down actually to Bowser's post here on the forum, where he says that what they did talk about was balancing the game at the meeting, such as reinforced stun bullets, how they are very strong. If you go look at that video me and Jeremy put out, it just shows how you can kill someone 2 hits with a pistol in this game at this point, but also not kill them in 3 hits with an AR or some guns. Stun bullets will stop you dead in your track. Stun bullet, that shouldn't even be a thing. You should die before you get stunned by a bullet. They did talk about OP weapons. Your Max's shotgun popped up a lot. Thank goodness. I hope they just get rid of that thing, toss it like the pits of hell, and just leave it there. I hate that thing.
As far as the reinforced stuns go, Bowser says that they're way too strong and they need to be nerfed. So I'm curious, is Nexon planning to just nerf it,
or actually remove it from the game?
The game? Because personally, they should just remove it from the game. And if they wanted to have stun bullets, they should just make it to where any gun adds a minimal amount.
Kind of like CS:GO has, like where you can't.
Yeah.
I still hate CS:GO. Is how you. It's like they got like 90% stun on that dang thing.
Yeah, but it's not like I spend money. It's not like it's something.
That's true. It's not like you're like at an advantage over somebody because you have stun bullets and they don't. Yeah, that's for sure something. For sure. So. Another point that we actually brought up back in one of our videos, our forum post, was the whole speed gear. I know it's a thing that a lot of the community, excuse me, Jesus, has been complaining about, but speed gear nowadays has gotten a little ridiculous. I mean, you can get up from, it used to be, what was it, 25%, like, was the max, and you were like, the fastest.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, you were the fastest mother ever around,
and
dude.
a light vest.
Yeah,
that was your max. 50%
I remember. Yesterday we were playing some CGL, dude. I felt so slow with a light vest, and I remember I used to be one of the fast dudes. Like it was.
But it's only a temporary feeling. If you only played with a light vest,
you'd be so used to it. Like. Yeah,
you get used to it. Yeah.
Yeah, because nowadays speed gear. I mean, you're getting up to what was it? 40% you've seen people have up to 40%.
Yeah, people are at least in the high 30s. I know
like,
that. Some guy told me he had 37%.
Speed gear wouldn't be that bad if they just removed the modifications. But even just I don't know how much speed you can get is ridiculous. The recon vest should be nerfed 10, 15, or 15%. Let the life vest be 10, and. I mean, just don't put on all these attachments. It's ridiculous.
Light vest is 10 and recon is 15.
Yeah. Well, I thought recon was at 20. I don't know. I might be losing it, but are you sure? Okay. I think it's at 20. I don't know. I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that, guys. Don't listen to me. I'm wrong. But point is, it needs to be nerfed. Slow the game. I mean, I understand it's a quick pace game. It's too quick. I mean, with how buggy the map interaction is with players and that amount of speed that they have, it doesn't only just screw over the player trying to shoot them because they're so dang fast. A lot of the time, I notice when I'm like, I've got a faster speed gear on, you got to compete. I'll be going so fast, and I'll be like on my screen, I'll be all the way around. So I'll just lag right back somewhere else. Like not lag, but it's like glitch off. Like just happened in a 1v1 me and Jeremy.
It's almost like your character itself is moving too fast for the game to keep up with.
Yeah.
Like the engine or whatever. I don't know. The speed gear is just too fast.
Yeah. And also, so next point is that instant respawn, and according to Bowser, it seems pretty clear that nobody wants the instant respawn. I'm sure there's some who are like elimination junkies.
Yeah, power level with instant respawn. It's like,
not necessarily that. It just I noticed myself with that 20 respawns a day they give you. I'm like it feels so slow now when I'm waiting to like respawn. I'm like, dang it, dude! I gotta get that exclusive pass. Like, like I get the instant respawn thing to a certain extent, but it's overpowered. Just the game was so much better without it. So
my thing is that like instant respawn was like a hack back in the day. So now it's almost like they're introducing a hack that you can just buy into the game.
It's a free hack, bro. What's better?
Well, it's not free. You have to pay for it.
Okay. Sorry. Well, you get 20 free hacks a day, technically.
You get 20 free instant respawn hacks a day. But we went so many years without it. We went so many years without instant respawn. It's just like they just added it one day, and now it's a thing. Everybody abuses it.
All right, so then they made some other suggestions that weren't just about balance. They were just some general things. So a couple of points I agree with, which is like better communication from the developer. I already think there's some pretty decent communication if you actually read up on like the patch notes and the notices thing a lot. It kind of does tell you, but something I noticed from being an H1Z1 player is that they do this thing called like a weekly update from the dev, where it's like a letter. It's a producer's letter. And it kind of tells you what they're doing with the game, what you can expect coming soon, and I think that is something that would be pretty cool. Not necessarily like a Q&A like deal. I always like them to like kind of lay out like in front of us what we can expect to be coming soon, features, stuff like that. But a big thing that I also like is the whole Reddit idea. This is something I would suggest for anybody watching this video is go find, I'm just typing Common Arms Reddit on your browser. It's amazing how like useful the Reddit is. It kind of acts as a forum, like a place for people to share content, but it just really like surfaces relevant issues for people to see. That's something I hate to keep relating to H1Z1, but like it's an alpha beta game, so they're going through a whole lot of updating stuff like that. And this game's kind of like going back to that stage, if that makes sense. Like they're rebuilding it, and the Reddit on there is, I mean, they have 40,000 players on there, always active people sharing bugs, glitches, stuff that needs to be fixed for the devs. And there's active devs that work for the company actually on there, reading, paying attention, so they can get stuff fixed faster. People can share stuff as videos. It's a really, really cool, just site. So I would recommend that, like, Reddit, I don't know, becomes more popular. I hope it becomes more popular for the CA community. And I really do hope that, like, the devs, Nexon, Coyote, those guys do hop on board with that, because it will help the game. But a big one, Jeremy, I'll let you talk about this one, is the heartbeat sensor and detector.
Oh my god.
The jammer is here. Maybe.
Needs to be. If this game truly wants to take a step in the right direction for making the game more competitive, there needs to be some sort of way to counter the heartbeat, or just remove it from the game.
Yeah, that's what they mentioned here. That's what they mentioned here, is a jammer. Like, you can equip a heartbeat sensor, you can equip a jammer. Like, you don't get to choose both, because that would just be OP. You're running around with a jammer and you have a heartbeat sensor. Like, that's not fair.
You should have to be able to pick between one or the other. You should
in my opinion,
search for people or not be seen at all.
In my opinion, they should just get rid of the heartbeat sensor, heartbeat detector. But I really do feel like this would render the heartbeat useless if they were to get a jammer, because you never really know. You never know if it's gonna work or not. Like, I myself, if I was to use a heartbeat, I wouldn't trust. Be like, nobody's using a jammer in this game. Like, the jammer's gonna be a big hit. I would pay good money for that. That doesn't mean make it. Like,
I'd buy a perm.
No, shh. Don't say that. Nexon, don't make it. No, we don't. Bad. All right.
Yeah, really.
All right, but yeah, that's a big one right there.
If there was a jammer, and you were searching for people who weren't using the jammer, you could still listen for footsteps. So you would still have to have that game sense of, like, I hear footsteps coming. My teammate's not on my radar picture. It has to be an enemy.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
The game sense is still there.
Well, and
it's just you're not showing up.
It's such a, like, to me, the heartbeat sensor in this current state of this game is a crutch for people. Like,
it is.
They, like, not saying they can't play the game, but, like, they're not fully, like,
you don't even have to check corners.
They're not is aware
where the enemy is at all times.
Like, there's a reason CS:GO like has such a good player base as far as competitiveness, because it's more competitive based. They don't have stuff like that. You have to have good game sense. There's a reason the better players are as good as they are, because they have better game sense than those who are below. It's not just how good you can aim or spray your dual scorpions, but a matter of, like, do you actually know what you're doing to a certain extent. So
there is so much game sense involved with CS:GO that it is ridiculous.
Here we go. Jeremy's on his CS:GO grind.
That game is
one day I'm gonna be a
by far the most balanced, the most competitive first-person shooter game out there, and there's a reason why it's the #1 first-person shooter game in the world, because people want that competitiveness. They want to strive to earn that competitive rank. Nobody cares about in that game. Nobody really cares about what rank you got just for playing the game. There's 2 different ranks. There's
your
how
casual.
much you play the game. Yeah, is your casual rank, like like Combat Arms is right now. GOA, Major, Colonel, whatever.
Were you a global elite before the update?
No, I was DMG before the update. And
all right. Enough with CS:GO. Nobody. You can also follow my YouTube at Multi-FPS, and here's my phone number if you need the babes. Okay. Anyways, on to the next point, which is they suggested a rejoin function for Clan Wars, which I really do like that idea, because Clan Wars, a lot of time people bring in a gun or something, and the mod will be like, well, that's not allowed now, because they didn't say it in the lobby, of course, and instead of having to kick the person, they could just leave mid-game. I mean, take it off.
Around.
You're sacrificing around. Like, it should be like you not like forfeit. Just take your player out of the round, basically, essentially. Like, your team's at a disadvantage. So that'd be a pretty cool function. I mean, it's not like it's gonna hurt anything. It's not like you can go switch players and be like, okay, like tag team, go get him, boy. So that's gonna be a pretty cool option. On the whole Clan Wars topic, I really like the PCM mode in this game so far. Of course, it needs some tweaking, but they suggested that they move PCM onto the Clan Wars server, and I think that'd be like really cool because a lot of the time nowadays, from my experience, it is filled with a lot of people who are just Gravedigger, E-Pro, like camp with your super like strong guns, but like there's not as much of a thing for like competitive players to actually be able to enforce it. Like, where I mean, you can always bring in some OP gun even if it's against the rules and pull it out after the third round. Whereas PCM, you're forced to use a certain set of gear, and I personally like that a lot. I know Jeremy does. I mean, we played CJ, we played all that stuff, so that's gonna be pretty cool to me. So
let's talk about competitive. I want to talk about competitive combat arms.
Listen up, young bloods.
If that's the stance that they want to go with, then I support it 100%. I know you guys support it.
Hey,
but the problem that I see right now, if just like PCM, if they brought PCM, which pure combat mode, I think it should be called pure competitive mode. Anyways,
pure combat mode.
If they brought PCM to the Clan War, I just foresee that people aren't going to play it. There's going to be a couple clans that'll play it, but the majority of the clans are not going to play it. They're not going to like only being limited to GP, gear, speed. They're not going to like only being able to use these certain guns that they haven't really
Which is why they need
with.
to add some sort of incentive to the competitive mode, such like how CSGO has the ranking system. Like, it's pretty cool to be a high rank. You can be like, yeah, I'm this. Like, you don't actually get anything. Like, I'm not saying like they should reward you with, oh, here's a perm max a shotgun because you got to a certain rank in competitive. No, like CSGO, it's obviously worked. Like, getting to that rank is fulfilling enough. Like, you're at that rank. I feel like a lot of people would actually play the whole competitive mode, get on board with that, if they made it competitive based around rank and stuff like that. So I myself would personally like to see that, but they do need to make some changes to competitive mode, such as I personally believe they need to add more rounds. 7 rounds is not enough. I don't know. I think it should be we keep comparing it to CSGO, but honestly, like, this game is striving to be competitive. Why not kind of see what the best competitive game out there in the world has done and try to make stuff similar to that, but like make it your own game, if that makes sense. Like Combat Arms,
make your own version
like
of the competitive.
It's not necessarily like these are two completely different games, but Combat Arms themselves, they said that they want to make it an esport. I have UCD here. He told me that Combat Arms wants to go in the esports direction. That is what it wants to be. Because they asked them at the end of the game, like they kind of confronted NX Coyote, those guys. They were like, what do you guys want from the game? Like, you ask us so much what we want, what do you want? And what they said is that they want to make this game an esport. And I am on board with that 100% if that is really what they do want.
Yep.
It's
but here's what I see. Here's what I see. Because everybody has their permanent guns, their permanent P90s and Maxes and all this other guns that are considered overpowered and whatnot, they're gonna keep the casual side of Combat Arms, because there's a good majority of people that like to just play Quarantine, Fire Team.
Yes, for sure.
And just play the normal modes that they've been playing for years. So there's no way that they're gonna like just remove that stuff completely.
Well, they keep it in the game.
Yeah, they're gonna keep it in the game, which is more than likely that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna keep it in the game, but then they're gonna have the competitive side of the Combat Arms, and that you can see it right now. Just trying to start a PCM game is ridiculous.
Well, it's because now there's no incentive for people to be playing a PCM game. Whereas true. Quarantine, your incentive, you know what it is? Getting a bunch of XP. I mean, like XP, GP, Fire Team, XP, GP. You can try and complete the game, make it to the end of the round. E-Pro, it's just competitive. A lot of people find it easy to start, get good XP, GP. Make there some incentive to play it. Like I said, that rank, the whole ranking system would definitely add an incentive for people to play it. So keep your casual gaming. Like, your quarantine, your fire team, elimination, all that stuff, but competitive gaming, make it the biggest part of your game, if that makes sense. Focus on it. Make your game revolve around it. That's how you're going to make it an esport.
And as far as like the competitive ranks and all that stuff goes, it's like I know I refer to CS:GO a lot because it's such a awesome competitive game.
Shut up. That's awesome.
Seriously,
and like join my clan.
The skill difference, between the different ranks, is so.
Yeah, and that's something I just talked about a little bit earlier. Like there's a reason your better players are better. Like they know the game. But I said let's move on to the next one. We talked a lot about competitive. We everybody knows we want
talk about
yes, I know, which is why I had to cut you off right there. I was like, shut up, don't get him started. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of move on down this list a little bit more. So next is removal of the third-person cam in ePro S&D.
Do it.
For a first-person cam or a
Get
locked
rid of
third-person cam. I agree and disagree with this at the same time. I do agree. There should only be a first-person cam. You should only be able to see what the player is seeing. Where I don't agree with it is I still don't like the whole locked third-person cam. Like, third-person needs to be scrapped in general. Because third-person...
I would like that better than the free-roaming cam.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, at the very least, make it a third-person locked. But even that, honestly, isn't enough. The third-person locked, you can still say your teammate's running. You can catch something out of the corner of their eye that they can't see, but you can, and let them know. And that's just not a fair advantage. It's not game sense. That's just relying on your team to be like, hey, here they are. Your team should be able to tell you, hey, here they are, off of call-outs from them playing the game themselves, not from them watching you play. So that's just a small bit that can change a lot in this game and is a big step into the competitive scene for it.
And the first-person cam, I think, would be very important too, because if you could physically see the same screen that they are playing on, you'd be able to tell.
Oh, like hackers and
between
whatnot.
hackers, and, people recruit people all the time just to ring for a clan war, and turns out they're hacking.
Yeah,
and
like
if you could see from the first person of them following people through the wall.
Like Nexon would be able to ban me so easy, bro.
reason.
Like I'm not joking. Like they'd be like, "Yo, look at that rated FPS dude. He's just staring at that dude through the wall," and I'd be like, "Yo, game sense, bro."
Yeah.
But
well, you know what I'm talking about. You could be able to see the flick.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like
the twitch.
I'm sure there will be stuff where it's like it's not like gonna eliminate like the accusating a legit player, but it's going to make it a lot easier to tell a hacker apart from a non-hacker, and like people like me who record. There's a lot of people who do record in this game. Like we'd be able to turn them in a lot easier because trust me, I hate hackers in this game. I mean, this is the one game, like this is one of my first FPS shooters that I played, and I mean I've stuck with it for this long of a time. I mean I have over $1,000 into this game between all my accounts over the years. Just people are pulling more into this game, and it's something. Oh my god, I'm an X in there, bro. Don't you know? Okay, but okay. So we're gonna move out of this whole ePro S&D. Like, I think we're gonna change back into some. Let's talk about some other stuff, such as smokes, flash grenades. You guys have seen in my last video that we made, kind of making our make CA great again push of how the smokes aren't thick enough. You can still see people's tags through it and whatnot. So. Flashes a little OP sometimes, but
12-second blindness.
Yeah, what you can see in Jeremy's video. I'll have his YouTube link down below. But like, I don't know. We don't even need to say much on this. They're fixing it to how it should be on that. So that's something you'll be able to look forward to for sure. And then some other, like just some small minor things. Website with more stats, like accolades and kills of certain guns. It kind of has some of that stuff now.
I'd like to see it in the game and not just on the website. Like stat tracks in CS:GO. They could call it like a kill confirmed count, like a kill count or some shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Stuff.
Okay.
Cuss. But anybody, they could just go to the website and look up a player. Oh, like I have over 30,000 kills with just a single sniper rifle in the game, the L11, A5, whatever. Yeah, but
over 30,000 kills with my op.
Yeah, but it's like
He's like,
that's more kills. That's more kills than most people have.
Well, it's like something you're like. not like proud of, like you like, hey, I want to display this like type deal.
Yeah,
Like,
I want like,
I want you to be able to see I
anybody can
am
say
the
they have
real.
100,000 kills with
I
a
want you
gun,
to be
but,
able to
like,
see I'm the real OG and you should respect me as such.
I'm a first anniversary veteran. You show me some respect.
I've been playing since 2006. It wasn't even out in 2006. I don't care.
Exactly.
Okay, on to the next. So this is one that I really like. I know, Jeremy, you're gonna like because you complain about it every freaking game. The wall bangs.
Wall bangs.
If they're not gonna fix
Yes.
the whole peeking in this game, they need to make it so objects can be shot through.
Oh yes.
I'm gonna let
Please.
Jeremy. I'm gonna let Jeremy rant about this without mention. Don't mention CS:GO. That's your goal. Don't mention CS:GO.
All right. I want Operation. Don't talk about CS:GO for this topic. All right. Wall bangs. I don't know what it is, and I'm not the only player. There is something seriously wrong about shooting through glass, fence, and wooden boxes. I don't know what it is. Half my bullets don't register, and it seems like other people can just shoot me once through the fence, glass, box, whatever, and they always seem to hit. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a setting on my end, a computer issue on my end, or what, but it's just not consistent at all. And as far as like the peeking and whatnot goes, like if you could shoot through like just a little bit of the walls, a little just bullet penetration and whatnot. Obviously, a sniper can shoot further than a submachine gun through a wall, but if you could just wall bang more, that would eliminate the peeking.
Yeah, not like saying like you could shoot through everything, but like there needs some sort of damage should be inflicted when shooting at a player when they're on a dirty peak like that. Like,
yeah, because when they get into these peaks, they don't move. So
Yeah,
if I
exactly.
know exactly where he is, I can just pre-fire essentially.
Yeah.
And just start wall banging around where his head would be, behind the box,
For sure.
wall, whatever, and that would help eliminate peeking. So now, if that was a thing in the game, you couldn't just sit in one spot where your head's not even visible, because people would start shooting through the wall at you. You would have to be moving around, and when you're moving around, you're more vulnerable, more exposed. I would just like to see it part of the game.
all right. We're at like 30. What are we at? Ooh, 32 minutes, 33 minutes. So we're gonna speed up these.
no.
Oh no! It's alright. You're the one who has like a 45-minute video, so we got 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. Okay. So we're gonna make his last couple points quick. But next one he has is fix the stair bug. So like you lose damage. Like I shouldn't have to be more worried about being killed by the staircase that I'm walking down.
Walking
or
down the stairs.
I should not be more worried about the staircase killing me than the guy who's hiding around the corner. Like,
yeah.
It's ridiculous. We've already touched on the fixed teleporting issue. We don't need to talk about it. Hopefully that'll get fixed with the new engine or
That's
something
just
like that.
that's the stuff that's going
It's
to
just a
turn
fi-
away
yeah.
new players from the game too.
It's just not overall smooth, but
Yeah, it's just not smooth.
yeah. So let's see then. Things I forgot to mention at the meeting. Okay. All right. Decrease the round time. Okay. And this is something, Jeremy. Was this in your forum post?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know you were freaking out about this.
The round times for like Elimination Pro and
It can
Search and
drag
Destroy,
on. See,
it's set for like 3 minutes no matter what map you play.
See-
Obviously, some maps like Grey Hammer are a little bit bigger, Snow Valley
You
might
need
need a little
yeah.
bit more time. But there's other maps like if you're playing Elimination Pro and Gravedigger on 8 vs 8, the majority, like 6 out of the 8 players die within the first 30 seconds of the game.
exactly.
Now it's a 2 vs 4 camp sesh with the heartbeats for at least 2 minutes, unless
Yes.
somebody decides to push, and it takes forever.
Yep. Yeah. So that's something I'd like to see implemented in this game for sure. So NX Coyote, go hit up your boy Bowser. That's some solid stuff right there. Next,
Add it to the list.
add it to the list, boy. Spawn shields. He forgot to mention spawn shields, but they get me rattled. So I'm not gonna mention. We're not gonna talk about this. This is stuff we've talked about before. It's just he forgot to mention it. So hopefully they get a hold of some sort of information where we can relay this to them. But this is some stuff that we do want to see in this game for sure.
Nobody's being spawn camped in Elimination Pro. Nobody's being spawn camped in Search and Destroy. If there was no spawn shield, that would allow 1 or 2 players to go for that risky,
quick pick across the map, get that quick kill to get that man advantage. And, you know, it's just, I think it make the game more competitive. Nobody wants to get tanked in the first 5 seconds of the round just because the spawn shield's a thing.
All right. So we're going to kind of cut off this whole discussion here. NX Coyote on this forum later responded after you saw those Bowser and UCD posts. Comes after that. He said, "Hi everyone, thanks for the detailed report, UCD and Bowser. You guys are all awesome. The meeting was there. A lot of stuff they said, really important to devs to hear, blah, blah, blah. We all know this. And it's our true goal that is for CA to have a bigger competitive community. We know that we need to fix and improve a couple things in order to make that work. I'm just going to let you know there's some few more than a couple, but I'm going to keep that low key. Since you guys haven't shared the release date yet that I mentioned during the meeting, I hope you don't mind if I do. We're targeting late Q3, Q4 for release of all three features. So as stated during the meeting, I can't even speak right now. As stated during the meeting, matchmaking and engine update will be improved, rolled out over time. Since we need to watch the systems closely and modify them to provide the best experience in the live environment. Best regards, Coyote. So what we can expect is Q3, Q4. What time zone is that exactly?
Time zone. It's they're quarters. They divide the months up in the quarters. Every 3 months is a quarter. So quarter 4 is going to be December, November, and then what's October? So that, yeah, it's weird doing it backwards. So then late quarter 3 would be September. So you can expect to see some changes in September, but will more than likely be like October, November time frame for the rest of the stuff. I would guess, if I were to guess, they'd probably just bring in the new user interface first. And then probably simple. October, November, they might do the graphic update. I can see that coming a little bit after the user interface.
All right. So I think that's where we're going to cut this video off, guys. Big thanks to Undercover Dudes, Alex, and then Bowser for their information, sharing their information with us. Thank you to UCD for replying on Twitter, giving us some extra information as well. It's very cool of you guys. Coyotes, well, we're excited to hear more kind of over the next coming days, week, month, about more information, like more stuff adding to the game. So if any of you guys actually made it this far in the video, thank you very much. If you enjoyed, remember to like and subscribe. Leave your feedback down below in the comments on the reply to the forum where I'll post this. And I'm gonna leave Multi-FPS, or Jeremy is referring to it, his YouTube down below as well. So make sure to go drop him a like, subscribe, because we are gonna be posting a whole lot of CA content, whether it's montages, updates like this, commentaries, all that type of stuff. It's gonna be a fun road that we got laid out ahead of us. So till next time, guys, peace out.
Bye.